The year is 1917. World War I has descended into a brutal, static hellscape, the Western Front. Miles of intertwined trenches, barbed wire, and no man's land. Millions of soldiers are locked in a grim stalemate. The standard weapons, long bolt-action rifles, are perfect for shooting across open fields, but are agonizingly slow to reload, heavy, and utterly useless in the cramped, sudden violence of a trench raid. A new kind of fighting demanded a new kind of weapon. Germany, facing this bloody deadlock, recognized the need first. They conceived of specialized units, stormtroopers. These elite soldiers needed to bypass the front lines, infiltrate enemy positions, and eliminate resistance in bursts of overwhelming firepower. What they needed was a compact weapon capable of rapid, sustained fire, something faster than a pistol, more wieldy than a machine gun. The concept of the submachine gun was about to be born. At the heart of this innovation was a German designer named Theodor Bergmann. Working under extreme pressure, his team developed what would become the first true submachine gun to see widespread use, the Maschinenpistole 18, or MP-18. Produced in the small arms factories near Oberndorf, Germany, it was a weapon born of desperation and genius. The MP-18 was revolutionary. It fired the 9mm pistol round, making it controllable in full auto fire. Fed by a 32-round snail drum magazine, initially designed for the Luger artillery pistol, it could unleash a devastating hail of bullets in seconds. It was heavier than a pistol, but much lighter and more portable than a full-sized machine gun. This was personal, portable automatic firepower. Though introduced late in the war, just months before the armistice, the MP-18 proved its deadly effectiveness. Stormtroopers wielding these trench sweepers could clear enemy strong points with brutal efficiency, sowing panic and breaking stalemates. Its impact was immediate and chilling. While World War I ended before the MP-18 could truly change the course of the conflict, it had irrevocably changed the future of infantry combat. The seed of the submachine gun had been planted. As the world limped out of the Great War, the concept of the submachine gun evolved rapidly, but in an unexpected direction. Across the Atlantic, in the United States, the post-war era ushered in the Jazz Age and Prohibition. With it came a new kind of conflict, the ruthless, violent world of organized crime. This new battleground demanded a weapon of similar characteristics to the MP-18, but with its own unique flair and power. Enter General John T. Thompson, an American military officer who had envisioned a trench broom for WW1. Though too late for that conflict, his design came to fruition in the early 1920s. The Thompson Submachine Gun. Manufactured in cities like New York, it was initially marketed for police and private security. But its raw power and high rate of fire quickly caught the attention of another clientele. This was the Tommy gun, or famously the Chicago typewriter, firing the potent .45 ACP round from its distinctive drum or stick magazines. It became the signature weapon of gangsters like Al Capone, used in notorious shootouts and massacres during the Prohibition era. Its iconic silhouette became synonymous with urban warfare and organized crime. While glamorous in the underworld, the Thompson also found a legitimate military role. The U.S. Marine Corps, foreseeing close-quarters combat in dense jungle environments, adopted the M1928 version. Its robust construction and stopping power made it a formidable tool for island-hopping campaigns in Central America, even before the rumblings of another global conflict began. The Thompson, while effective, was also notoriously expensive and complex to manufacture, often costing more than a soldier's rifle. It was a weapon for a specific need, but not for mass armies. Across Europe, various nations experimented with their own SMGs, like the robust Finnish Suomi KP/-31. a masterpiece of engineering that would soon prove its worth in the brutal winter war against the Soviet Union, highlighting yet again the submachine gun's evolving necessity. With the outbreak of World War II in 1939, the submachine gun found its true calling as a standard-issue weapon. Germany's revolutionary Blitzkrieg doctrine relied on speed and shock. Motorized infantry, paratroopers, and tank crews needed a compact weapon that could provide suppressive fire in fleeting engagements and urban assaults without slowing down the advance. The MP-18's successor was ready. This was the MP-40, often mistakenly called the Schmeisser. Unlike the MP-18, the MP-40 was a triumph of engineering for mass production. It used stamped steel parts and plastic instead of finely milled components, dramatically reducing cost and manufacturing time. Its distinctive folding stock made it ideal for cramped vehicles and parachute drops. It became the iconic weapon of the Wehrmacht during their early victories. From the frozen fields of the Eastern Front to the deserts of North Africa, the MP-40 gave German squads an edge in close combat, laying down effective suppressive fire. Meanwhile, the Finnish Suomi KP-31, with its high accuracy and impressive 71-round drum magazine, proved devastating in the hands of its well-trained users during the Winter War against the numerically superior Soviets, profoundly influencing Soviet doctrine. The Soviets, initially underprepared, quickly learned the lesson from the Finns. They ramped up production of their own SMGs, particularly the PPSH-41. This robust, high-capacity weapon, known for its iconic drum magazine and incredibly high rate of fire, became a defining symbol of Soviet infantry. It allowed them to overwhelm German positions with a terrifying volume of close-range fire, making it perfectly suited for the brutal urban battles like Stalingrad. By 1942, every major combatant understood the absolute necessity of the submachine gun. The demand was immense, driven by the scale of global warfare. But traditional manufacturing methods for complex weapons were too slow and too expensive. The next phase in the SMG's evolution would be one of radical simplification, a race to produce as many as possible, as cheaply as possible. Faced with dwindling resources and the urgent need to arm a rapidly expanding military and resistance movements, Britain developed the Sten Gun. It was a testament to austerity, crude, made from simple stamped steel tubing, and costing less than a pair of army boots to produce. While often criticized for reliability, its ease of manufacture was its greatest strength. The Sten became the weapon of choice for partisan and resistance fighters across occupied Europe. Airdropped in massive quantities, its simplicity meant it could be maintained and even repaired in the field with basic tools. It was raw, no-frills firepower, arming those who fought behind enemy lines and proving that sometimes function utterly eclipsed form. Not to be outdone, the United States also embraced simplification. The iconic Thompson was gradually phased out, replaced by the M3 grease gun. Designed to resemble and be produced with the same techniques as a lubricator for heavy machinery, it was even cheaper than the Sten. It fired the potent .45 ACP, was incredibly robust, and though slower firing, it was highly controllable. From the trenches of World War I to the jungles of the Pacific, the streets of Stalingrad, and the covert operations of the European resistance, the submachine gun proved its enduring worth. It began as a niche weapon for specialized units and ended as a ubiquitous tool for the common infantryman. Its evolution directly reflected the changing nature of 20th century warfare, faster, closer, and more focused on overwhelming firepower at short range. The submachine gun's reign continued into the post-war era, inspiring countless designs. While modern assault rifles eventually superseded it as the primary infantry weapon, its legacy is undeniable. It was the weapon that broke the deadlock of the trenches, armed gangsters and police, defined the Blitzkrieg, and equipped freedom fighters. The SMG is a powerful testament to how conflict drives innovation and how a simple idea can evolve to reshape the battlefield forever.